My name is Alyssa, and today I have for you a deck of panning update. So if you want to know how I've been doing this last month with my items, then please keep watching. If you're new to Deck of Panning, it's a project for panning your makeup started by Emily of Emily and Max here on YouTube, and she was inspired by a booktube channel called Books with Maddie. Basically, you use a deck of cards. As you draw your cards, they're all matched up with certain prompts that rotate each month, and you pick makeup items to go along with those prompts. So I always make sure to pull at least 5 cards, even if I haven't finished my prompts from the last month, just to keep me on my toes. So this was the first month of this year's Deck of Panning. I also did it last year, so if this is appealing, you could go and binge watch all of the updates that I did last year as well. So my first item that I did was collecting cobwebs, and I did my gel liner from Melt, and I realized I guess I could have waited, but to be honest, I don't think there would have been much difference because each use doesn't really change it that much. I wanted to use it 15 times. I did. My thoughts on it are still the same. That was why I brought it in. It's a pain. I hate that when I use it on a brush, then the next time I go to use that brush, it's, even if it's for the same product, the next day I would have to wash it most of the time because it tends to get too hard, and then it's not, pleasant to be putting that on. And it has dried out a bit from last year, but it says it's a 12-month shelf life, and it has not been 12 months. So, maybe it's more of a 6-month before it really is drying out. It still works. I have it on my lower lash line today. I've also even tried it in my brows just to mix it up, but it's nothing remarkable. It does stay on pretty well, doesn't really smudge, things like that. So yeah, but I don't want to use it. Even if I don't have another choice, I would rather than just not wear eyeliner. That's how I kind of feel about it in a way, but I have it, so I'm trying to use it some. Yeah. Okay, next I had an eyeshadow that I am not going to pick up because it's very fragile, but I will have pictures for everything on the screen. So this one I did weigh. And this was for Matches Nails because it doesn't match my nails today, but it did match my nails pretty well when I brought it in. It's the eyeshadow Terra Borealis from Terra Moons. My goal for the year is actually to finish the eyeshadow. I'm trying to get myself to not just save these really pretty eyeshadows, but to use them up before they would go bad. I will say that with the Terra Moon shadows, I found that the more I use them and when the pan gets bigger, they really do start to crumble. So I don't think I'd want to travel with this one at this point because every time I use it, one, it kind of makes a little bit of a mess wherever I am because it's crumbling all over. And just also I would worry, even though I don't usually have makeup break when I travel, it is so fragile. When I brought it in, it was 2 and 1200 grams, and now it is 1 and 8700 grams. So definitely doing a good job of using it. But like I said, some of that loss might be because it's crumbling. So next I brought in for long haul items. So this is not done because to me, where'd it go? There it is. That would be kind of cheating if I said long haul, but then I was able to finish it in a month because that's not a very long haul. So I set a goal to use, I repressed part of 2 Milani blushes together to make a new kind of shade. And I put them in this old Too Faced container. And I wanted to use it 50 times. I've used it 21 at the time I'm recording. By the time this goes up though, I will probably have used it closer to 30 times maybe. I just knew that I wasn't gonna hit the goal of 50, so I just, I finished everything else. So I would go ahead and record this part, and we'll talk about the next part later. So it was 55 grams. Now it is 54 and 2600 grams. So, you know, I don't know how much I pressed in here though, so I can't say for sure. Because I have, my goal for the year is to finish this, but also what was remaining of the 2 that I took from, you know, to make this. So we'll see. But I have noticed a big difference from when I first rolled it in, so that's always good. But yeah, I will, you know, I don't know if I will finish it within the 50 uses. If I do, then that's great and I can report back. But for now, it is staying in for another month. Dethroned, I brought in this highlighter, which I'm also trying to finish up this year. I don't know how that's gonna go because I'm not even wearing it today. I'm just not a highlighter person, and I have more highlighters than I should for not being a highlighter person, but it's because I started buying these. I haven't bought any for a while, and I bought them back in the highlighter craze, and it's like, oh, this is what we do. And then I'm like, I don't really like it on myself that much. Although I was going through a glowy phase for like the first half or so of January, and then I just kind of went off that again. So maybe it'll come back. But yeah, I wanted to use it 20 times. When I brought it in, it was 21 and 5500 grams. Now it is 21 and 1600 grams. And I know I talked about, I don't think it was in the Decapane video though. I think it was in my, because I have a video where I'm talking about trying to use up this and the Terra Borealis and things like that, on how much it would have started with. But keep in mind that when I brought it in, I already had a big pan. So a goal I did kind of make for myself that I did meet was to hit side pan over here. So I did manage to do that in those 20 uses. So, you know, I mean, it's still 20 uses that I probably wouldn't have done otherwise. And then finally, for newest, I got a bunch of presents recently with the holidays. And so I brought in my Citrus Punch palette, and I wanted to no pan left behind it. So, you know, use all the shades at least once. And I have done that. There are some shades that I've used more than once, so I will go ahead and mention that, but I'm doing this upside down, so give me a moment. Okay, so if I don't mention the shade, it's because I only used it one time. Otherwise, I've used this one twice, these 2 twice. I've used this one 7 times, but that's because it was in a time to pan project that I'm doing on Instagram. I feel like I'm close to hitting pan though on that after those 7. Actually, it might have been 8 uses. I think I just stopped recording on this because my goal would be to use everything 5 times within this year with all my new makeup. So I'm like, wait, why am I marking off all these others? I don't need to do that. This one was twice. This one's 3 times because I really do like my yellow shades. Then we have twice for this one. This shade was twice, this was twice, and this was 3 times. And so like I said, everything else was 1 use. So I did finish. I actually have the shade Squeeze. It needs to come out. Nope, it doesn't want to come out nicely. All right, I'll get it out in a moment. I actually have that in a dupe of the Lovers palette from Cosmic Beauty. I actually have it right here, but it was my orange shade that was right up there. So I had to put it back. Okay, we've gotten to now the extra fun part where I'm going to draw 5 more cards, and so I will have at least 6 prompts then at this point. And because I'm recording this part earlier, you're gonna see a different me, unless you just see my hands, I don't know. But you will see a future me actually drawing the cards and picking them out. So, go future me. Okay, so I was doing other things, filmed other videos today, and then just saw that the Deck of Panning spreadsheet updated. So I am rushing to get this in before I have to go pick up the kids. So let me go ahead and draw my cards randomly. So I've got it ready to go. I'm gonna hit generate. Okay, so we can see. Can you see it? It's a little blurry. My first time getting the Joker. I didn't even think about what I'd want to do for that. All right, well, let's go ahead with these other things. So we've got a red or Queen of Hearts. So I will just see what that is. The Joker, the King of Clubs, 2 of Hearts, and 6 of Spades. Joker, I'm gonna have to think about. King of, oh, if you're new to this, by the way, Joker is supposed to be something that you, let's see, how can I put this? Does she have it here for us somewhere? Or just on the main? Just, are you joking? Yeah, it's like something that you don't necessarily want to pan or is hard to pan. Yeah, something along those lines. Okay, I'm gonna go pick the products and then I will come back. I am back. I did not pick products. I'm gonna tell you why. Basically, when I thought the game board had updated, I just was so excited. I think I just been on the wrong game board from like 2024 or something. So I've decided I'm gonna go ahead though and keep my cards as they are, but obviously what they mean is gonna be something different. So when the board is actually updated, I will pick the items based on that. And it gives me a little longer to think about the Joker and what I'm going to do to myself for that one. So I will be coming back a 3rd time. Okay, so this is part 3 of my deck of panning. Hopefully this is it, but basically, as I said, I'm going to use all the same cards. The board was updated. I did read it correctly. So Queen of Hearts, I was supposed to pick something in the hearts category. I decided to go with the 9 of Hearts, which was mini or sample. So I have this little mini sample pigment from Firenze, and I'll do a close-up picture so you can see. But my goal is to use it 5 times. There's a good chance I will use it up with 5 times or get pretty close to using it up. So, we'll see. But I'm not going to force myself to try to use it all up or something with 5 uses. Just if I use a little or a lot, it still counts. I'm going to skip talking about the Joker to provide a little suspense. Next was King of Clubs. So focus. I knew it would be eyeshadow. One of my goals always when I bring in new makeup, especially for eyeshadows, is to make sure I'm using all the shades in the palette 5 times each. So I decided to take one of the palettes that I got this year, Fairy Tale Fairies, and I could go ahead and say I want to do all the shades 5 times each, but that would be a lot with all the other things I have going on in a month. So my goal is to get everything to at least 3 times. I might change it to 4 depending on how it goes, because I didn't realize how many of the shades I already had reached the 3 on. But the ones I haven't, this green has only been used once, this green's been used twice, this blue has only been used once, and this red has only been used once. And these 3 green shimmers have only been used 2 times. And then this kind of, I don't know, it was kind of light green, matte. I can't think, like a seafoam green maybe? That's only been used twice as well. So everything else has been used more than, 3 or more already. So, but I'm pretty sure if I'm using like this red, I'll probably end up using like something else from over here. So, some of them might get more uses anyway. And then for glittery, I had a feeling I would bring this in. This is my Super Shock eyeshadow, Ladybird. This is something I'm trying to finish up this year. I end up bringing it in a lot in this project. I just sort of like to bring it in, use it. My goal is to be 10 times, get some uses out of it, and then, maybe take a break from it, bring it back in again, that kind of thing. So, so far we are at 12 and 8200 grams. So we'll see how it is after the 10 uses, what it weighs. And, it was started at 2 1/10 grams, I believe. So I've already used, I think, I've used not a ton, but I feel like there's only about half of it left. So if I can continue to use about 1/10 of a gram or so each month, then, I would be able to finish it, I think, by the end of the year, which was the goal. So there we go, because it is definitely drying out and getting flaky and all that. For 6 of Clubs, it was cream or liquid. I don't really have a lot of things like that, but I do have this liquid blush. I'm actually wearing it today on my cheeks, it's kind of fussy for me to use. So, you know, this is one of those types of items that I need to bring it into projects to make sure that I am using it and learning how best to use it. So like today I used my fingers, but you know, in the future I might, you know, try doing it a different way. Like I've done brush. I've tried not putting powder over it. Also trying to figure out this longevity thing, because sometimes it maybe gets a little patchy, but I don't know. Just trying to work through it. So that's that. So like I said, 10 uses. And then finally, for that Joker card, I decided to pick something that I don't want to use up because I like it, you know, because sometimes that's really hard for me to, you know, there's something I like so much. So I decided for my Sickly Sweet palette, since it's my favorite eyeshadow palette, I already actually have Pan in, no, just one shade in here right now. Yeah, but it's really easy to hit Pan in the shimmers because they're a little bit more movable and squishy. My goal is going to be to hit Pan in a matte. I didn't specify which one, although I will say that the one with the biggest dip right now, actually there's two. This yellow shade called Sugar High and this orangey shade called Belly Ache. So those, yeah, looking through, those have the biggest dip in them. So, you know, it might be one of those. Yeah, so it's something I don't want to do because, like I said, I, you know, want to be able to have this for like ever and just, you know, but that's not practical. So maybe if I hit Pan in one matte, it'll encourage me to kind of, you know, really be easy and not just saving this. So that is it for my roll-ins. You know, and of course I'm going to still be working on the Milani blush, the repressed blushes. And, oh, I guess I could give you a slight update because from when I first started filming this, I have now used it 28 times. So, you know, I'm getting very close. You know, I mean, I'm not that close to using it 50 times, but I'm getting very close to using it up. So, you know, I'm hoping that by the next update, it will maybe even be gone or I've gotten to the 50 uses. So one or the other will definitely happen. So yeah, if you want to see these, you know, products and how it works out for me this next month, then maybe you'll subscribe so you'll get notified when I post the new one. But thank you for watching this. Until my next video, I hope that you will be doing well and I will see you then. Bye.